What up, y'all? Today I wanted to talk to you about why do you get to a point before you get over the situation to where you miss the narcissist so much. You know, you've been through a highly abusive relationship, you know, where you have given them love and admiration, validation, and all of those great things, right? But they have given you nothing but abuse outside of, you know, the love bomb or the idolization phase. And so let's kind of go over this. If you can give me a like and a thumbs up while I got you on. But we're gonna get into this right now. Part of it is when you go through the idolization phase, they do that data mining, and also, you know, they've kind of targeted you, unbeknownst to you. So you've been targeted, and they see weaknesses in you that they can exploit, and they see gifts in you that they can take. And so what they do is they start to data mine you. And one of the things that I remember is key, and some people talk about it. I mean, a lot of people, well, often people talk about it on these channels and in therapy and stuff, but that they will try to find, they will find where you have like a form of how do I put this, maybe emptiness or injury, or a place where you're not completely healed and whole. That's why, you know, they say when you wake up to narcissism to go inside, you know, and find a way to find out what those key things are, and build good boundaries and heal yourself. And that way, when you had the narcissist coming to you, you know, when you take care of that, it will take care of a lot of times the attraction of the narcissist to you anymore, because it will get you on a different level, different vibration, or, you know, get you to a point to where you're not gonna be a target to them, because you're not gonna show weakness to where they can mistreat you and abuse you. Okay, you'll have too many boundaries up. So when they find this area where they and might ask me specifically where they can fulfill, you know, my needs or whatever kind of thing. I mean, you know, and they'll find that area and they will fulfill it in the short period of time of the idolization. And so this is the thing, you may feel kind of whole for a minute, or you know, you may feel you know, almost there, you know. A lot of times they'll make you feel good in the idolization phase, but as soon as you feel good is when you're gonna somehow cause them to you know, need to cut you down, whether it's an injury or whatever. Somehow, you know, it doesn't take much to injure them, but just one comment, one thought, one thing you didn't do. So it's almost like a cop-out whenever you get into devalue phase. And so, you know, people often would say, why do you care? Why are you so broken if they've just been out to, you know, destroy you all the time, you know, or if they're so evil and hurtful to you, why would you even, you know, feel that way? Well, what happens is when they feel that need for that short period of time, you kind of get kind of stuck into where you met them like that, okay? And because you met them like that, then you have that pictured in your head, and you do want to always go back there when things get tough, or when, say, sometimes a Hoover comes or something. And a lot of times what your mind tends to do is only think about the good thoughts after you've gotten out of a relationship. So over a period of time, and that's why a lot of times that the narcissist will give you time, and time is not on your side sometimes, if you're not healing, it's only, it could be on the narcissist side, if you're gonna just get over them and not, go anywhere with your healing process, because then they can just come back, and over time you're just going to remember a lot of the good thoughts, and then you may be susceptible to taking them back again. So you want to continually work on your healing and those points of measure where, they got you tricked up and tripped up, and that's where you get enmeshment. Enmeshment starts there because they fulfill that need. They make you whole for a minute, right? And they also are putting you on that pedestal, but they're also getting you into your ego, and into that state of somewhat of a fleshly state, a prideful state, and then that's where you start to chase them, kind of, because it's like they have the emotional upper hand, because they're not really giving you a whole lot of information, but they did fulfill that need. Okay, and there was a couple of things that maybe you did like about them initially, but they could be fake now, after you've had all this cycles that you've been through. You may realize that they were kind of fake, but so they then you start getting to a point to where you want to give them a good life too, right? Because they fulfilled that need that you had a childhood injury or lack of, and that form of emptiness, they kind of filled it for you, right? So you felt complete for a minute, and that feels really good. And so you start to do what you can to make them happy as well. But then in that, they're an abuser, so they get you to do more and more and more, and then they start to form these rules, and then you start to walk on eggshells, because then they start to kind of make you feel like there's a threat of them leaving, if you can't act right, because it's easy for them to switch, from hot to cold. And so, forgive me, y'all, I had a allergy to my eye. I should have my glasses on. Let me do this. But so what happens is that's where you get enmeshed, where they talk about enmeshment, is because now you feel like you kind of need them, and it can build a codependency in you if in that sort of time period, and it can kind of last a really long time if you let it, because again, you keep thinking on how you met them, not what they turned into sometimes, a lot of times. And it's crazy, because when you guys disengage, or you break up, or for whatever reason at the end of the cycle or whatever, especially like the first or the second time, you start to sit back and be like, wow, this person is nothing like that they portrayed to me. I mean, it's like a total fake, right? But like I said, time kind of heals that stuff in regards to the narcissist being able to come back. So going no contact doesn't mean just go no contact and be lazy about it. You want to go no contact, and you want to kind of start to spend quite a bit of time alone and kind of feel out your feelings. And that's it's crazy, because when you get out of those two, you start to feel like you don't even know yourself anymore the longer you're with them. It's like you don't know what you want to do, or what you like, or what you don't like. And that wasn't necessarily for me this particular time, but it was when I was in my 10-year or 9.5 year marriage, or whatever, years ago. And so I understand how you kind of feel like aloof. You feel like you're in space, and you're floating around in space, and the rest of the spaceship and the astronauts, they took off without you, man. And you're kind of like, you don't know what to do. You don't know how to act, or what you like or what you don't like, because they've hollowed you out so much, and they got you chasing them, and getting away from whatever you did like to do, whatever you did know. And if it's been a long time, then, or if you've come from, say, a family that you were enmeshed with to the narcissist that you're enmeshed with, like, so that was kind of what happened to me when I was married years ago. You kind of didn't know a whole lot about yourself, because You know, your family was doing the same thing. They just passed the baton. So a lot of times you will miss them because, you know, you have that kind of thoughts of that enmeshment type stuff where they actually did fulfill a need for a short time in the idolization phase, and then you start chasing them, and that's when they start to, you know, abuse you, you know, breadcrumb you and use you and cheat on you and consume up all of your energy, and then blame shift and project onto you. And another thing is you've put so much energy, you've given them every bit of energy that you have, almost to the point of collapse for yourself, that when you get like that, you were real passionate about things. You were all about like trying to probably fix the situation, which is maladaptive. We don't do that, but at the time, and so when you do that and you put so much energy into it, then it kind of it has a reverb or a back end of it to where you're gonna feel it also on the disconnect, because it's not a regular relationship. You are enmeshed with a narcissist, and you are enmeshed with somebody who has got a deep, dark, black hole that can never be filled, and you are trying to plug it. Okay, and you know, and then you're also used to the cycle, the trauma bond cycle, which this talked about a lot. Most of y'all already know about it with the hot and the cold, and they get your oxytocin, your serotonin, and your fight or flight, and your, you know, cortisol and your dopamine all messed up in your system, where it's up and down, hot and cold. And the only thing that it gets almost worse being without the narcissist when you're on no contact for a while, for a time. It will, and that's why it hurts so bad, because you also, you know, you feel like, man, I just rather just be back with them if I'm going to hurt worse without them, you know. And so, but that's something that you have to go through. You got to get over that hump, and you got to get through it, and it levels out you want to level out your hormones, so you don't need all that up and down, you know, back and forth and this and that and twisted. Okay, just one word from the narcissist is like, it's like poison to you, man. You know, you need to hear it. You don't want to look at nothing. You don't want to follow anything that they're doing. Nothing, man. As much as you can, you know, go no contact, man, and heal from this, because there's nothing there good for you. But, you know, in finding yourself, do things that make you happy, do things that make you feel good, to some degree, and find wholesome new contacts, people that you can be around, and new boundaries, because this is kind of what occurs. And the other thing is you end up grieving the loss of somebody who never existed. You know, it's kind of like when you grieve a loss of a relationship, it's kind of like there's a death, and, you know, because you can never be with that person again, and you have to grieve it, you know, and it sucks. Whether, you know, sometimes it was bad or good. But when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, and you have to, you know, deal with no contact and leaving them, it's like, you know, you kind of feel like you have to, because if you don't, they're going to destroy you. And it's maybe they fulfilled that need, but it wasn't worth all that you had to give to get it, and it was fake to begin with anyway. And so you have to, you know, look at it like that and size that up. But then you also have to grieve the fact that you're grieving this individual that you thought existed and they never did. And, you know, you kind of sometimes, you know, during that time, you kind of want, you know, of course, that person back, the fake person. and you just got to come to an understanding that it's never going to happen. And they may even have some good qualities, a few, probably very few, but they do. I mean, they also have, I can think of, you know, one or two qualities that the narcissist that I was with had, but you know, so it's good to basically look at things for what they are. Yeah, they had a couple of good qualities, and I did like that, but I also needed to leave because of all of the bad qualities, and which is a ton, right? And so you have to, I always say, you know, you want to look at things in reality. Everything has to be seen in reality, because if you don't look at it for the reality of things, there could be triggers there that can play on your heartstrings later when they come back to Hoover, and you think about those good things. Well, yeah, if you pre-think about them and you accept the fact that not everything was evil, you know, let's look at it for the truth of it all. They had a couple of good qualities. Accept that and put them down as, yes, I did like those, but there was never, ever even close to enough that, you know, was able to keep me together with the narcissist. Because when they come to Hoover you, these are things that are going to run through your mind and play on your heartstrings. And you got to understand that they will weaponize your empathy and use it against you if you let them. So the best thing you can do is stay away and heal, and not just like stay away, but to heal. Find out those places of emptiness, you know, because emptiness is a trap that the enemy will come in to try to fill, to fake fill. Okay, so anyway, that's all for today. I hope this helps somebody out there. You will get over the hump, and the sun will shine again for you. And this will just be a little tidbit of your history. And maybe there will be a little bit of, discomfort, or, you know, thoughts of, you know, a little bit of grief there that will never go away. But that's okay. Just, learn from it. But you'll get stronger, and you will get to a point to where the narcissist won't bother you anymore. They will not, they will not be so serious in your life, because you're going to start, if you go down the right path, you're going to heal, and you're going to find somebody with your good boundaries. When you have good boundaries and you love yourself and you heal yourself, that's how you find the love of your life, okay? And the narcissist came in as a fake, and you can't help them. There's nothing you can do to help them. And anytime you take one of them back, they've been abusing you before. They're going to continue to abuse you. That's what they know. They're addicted to that, especially if they started with that with you. I mean, it's really a 0.1% out of 100 that a narcissist is ever going to make any changes. But you got to love them from afar. Anyway, give me a like, share, subscribe. I love y'all. And until next time, soldier up. Peace.